Welcome traders. This is Mel with Hispeed Trading Company, and this is lesson 2 with the Hispeed Trading Academy. We're going to be working on talking about trading basics, specifically today in this lesson, setting up your charts. So I trust at this point that you have Tradingview. If not, you will need to get it and refer back to this later unless you have experience with it. But that's what this is going to be. This lesson is just going to be about Tradingview. It is the preferred platform to use, and that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get with it. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show you several different things. What you need to understand is that some of this stuff is just how you like it. I don't use red and green. I think when you first get Tradingview, it's going to be set up with pretty much red candles and green candles, something like that. Yeah. And then of course the canvas is going to be I believe pretty white, and so it's a preference. It's however you're going to like it, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. I have mine on a default template so that I can go right to it, and again I'll show you that. So let's get into it. This should take about 15 minutes or so. We'll see if I cannot chatter too much. We'll get through this, and you'll be set up on your Tradingview to be able to use the charts and to be able to follow along and make changes you want to change. So anyway, the first thing you need to decide on what subscription you have. Let me take you there really quick. I think I can take you there. If you go to the Tradingview website, there's it gives you the option to basically let's see, gives you the options of 3 different ones. You've got to, see, it's going to keep logging me in is what it's going to do, and we don't want to do that. The options are, you're going to have a free one, which I don't recommend that because it's going to really limit you. The other thing is, I think the next one is Pro, and it's pretty economical. And that gives you a limited amount, and we'll kind of discuss this as we go. As far as indicators and all that, it gives you, I think you're limited to how many indicators, but we're not going to really use indicators, so that's not a big deal. It does limit on how many windows you can have open. Like here, I have on this setup right here, I have 3 windows open, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think you're limited to 4 on the Pro, and then if you get the next one, which is Premium, I believe, could be wrong, but if you get the top package, it's 16. So you need to decide which one you get. You're going to need to get data. Data is like $5-6 a month, and I get futures data, and it pretty much covers just about everything. So actually, I think the data package covers just about everything. Covers the commodities markets, covers the financial markets, and all that. So anyway, what subscription? I would recommend at least the medium one with a data package. So I'm looking at a picture of the NASDAQ. You can see here, NASDAQ 100 right there. And how you change that, there's 2 ways. You can go up here and click that. And let's say I wanted to go to the ES. I go to the ES, and then I just drop down and I pick the contract that I want. So let's say that I want gold, and there's what you can do is you can type in gold, unless you know the and by the way, this is a good example of something you need to be aware of. Gold, this is basically in the Mexican market, and so you need to make sure that you're in. See, gold, COMEX, that's the US. COMEX, that's the US. So gold futures is right here. And let's say we pick gold. And there we go, gold. That's a pretty one. Let's say you want the euro. We can go to Forex. There's two ways to do that. You can go to the Forex and look at the Forex USD. Or we could go to the euro in futures, which is the 6E right there. So play around with it, figure out, you know, oh, there's one other thing too. So like here, I can just type in Q right on my board without going up there, without going up into that. You can just type in NQ and that'll take me to NQ. So that's going to bring me back to the NQ right there. So that's how you set up your instrument that you're looking at. Let's go back to a single view. We'll get to split screens in a minute. So the next thing is time frame. There's several ways to do time frame. The first one is up here, and these are your favorite time frames. And I have 17 minutes on there. I don't use the 17 minutes. So let's go to the 17 minute and unclick it. When you click these stars, that makes it your favorite. So that will put it up in the screen. Let's say that I wanted to do a 13 minute. I could go down here. Maybe from some reason it's not letting me see it, but there's down at the bottom of this, there's a 13, you can type in 13 minutes. That's interesting that it won't let me see that. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, oh, here we go. This will work, maybe. Oh, add custom. They've changed this. Let's say I want to do 13, add it, and then I click that as my favorite. Now I have 13 up here again. Let's unclick that because I don't ever look at the 13 minute. But so you can go here. You can go here. You can look at range charts. I don't believe they have tick charts. We're not going to use anything but time charts. And so the rest of these, you know, the rest of these just, like I say, they just don't really matter. So we're going to go back to a 1 minute chart. And that brings us might as well look at the next thing here. This is your bar type. Since that changed my bar type, we're going to use candle charts right there. That's the only thing we're going to use. We will be having a class on the candle, power of 3, and explain the anatomy of a candle and how we need to watch those candles and be able to understand how those candles are working. But we will have a lesson on that here shortly. It'll be one of the upcoming lessons. So the other thing you can do, by the way, is let's say you just type on the screen 1, and it takes me to 1 minute. I could go to 1 hour. Click on the chart. I could go to, let's say, 3 months. There's 3 months. So we'll go back to 1 minute. Up, that's 1 month. 1 minute. There we go. Back to 1 minute. So there's a shortcut there. You can hit the ones here along the top. And like I say, you can save. And see, I don't know why 3 months is up there. It's not one of my favorites. But anyway, either way, you can use these. You can use the screen and your keypad. So let's go into the settings. So like I said, when I first open this up, if you right click on the screen, there's two ways. Right click on the screen, or you can hit this little item up here, and that'll go to your settings. So there's your symbol. Change these to however you like to have them. I use mine blue and black because I don't like to use red and green. I think red and green, there's some psychological effects of using red and green, so I just stay away from them. Your status line is this line right here. Again, set this up as you like. A lot of people just have, they don't have the title. They just have the open, high, low, close. I have those because I will always be looking at bars to see what the high or the low is of those bars. There's that open, high, low, close values. Indicators, this isn't important down here. We're not going to really use indicators. We will talk about that some more. A little bit here, but I only use a few indicators, and I don't use them on my charts on a normal basis. I might click an indicator on and off. In pre-market, I'll use an indicator to help me set up for like the previous day high, previous day low. But for the most part, I don't use indicators. Scale and lines. So you can lock price to your bar ratio. You do that and it creates the same ratio every single time. I don't like that because it does change. It's kind of a pain in the butt, especially when you're changing time frames. Things here, well, most of the stuff you're just not going to use. Okay. Canvas. This is where you're going to change your background. Maybe there's some of you out there that like a black background, and great, there you go. I use a gray. I use that one right there, but I'm going to leave it white for the time being. Let's say that I want to add grid lines. There's my grid lines. Watermark, if I want to add a watermark. I do think that's customizable, but white, I try not to put anything on my chart that's going to distract me from the bars. So that's a good habit to get yourself into. This is your text, your size, navigation. Most of this isn't too relevant. This one is. I like to put, I like to change this, so I like to have a little space right here. This is also how much space is at the bottom. I have 100 here and 10 at the top. So I like 100 bars. So, trading. I don't trade on this. If you do, like if you trade Apex, and I trade Apex, but I use NinjaTrader for my trading Apex. But you can, let's close out of that for a minute. You can trade, and here's paper trading, by the way, but you can trade Apex with Trade of 8 and actually do prop firm trades from here. That's something you'll just have to YouTube that and use their tutorials, because like I say, I don't trade from here. Let's just connect paper trading. Paper trading's a little bit, it's kind of the same, but it's going to be a little different because every platform is going to operate a little different on how you want to trade. But let's say I want to place a trade. I can right click, trade, sell, and see nothing showed up. Well, if you go to my settings and we put executions, oh, and it's not there. Huh. Okay. I have an order. By the way, I can cancel that order right here. You can tell I don't use the trading on there. I don't even know how to use it. Trade settings. Let's see. Positions, orders, it should all be on here. So I don't know why it's not. Sell 20. Yeah. Oh. There we go. So we'll come to this in a minute and explain all these features over here. But there it is right there. Let's say that I wanted to, I'm in the market, and I can go back to settings here, and I can show, you show your executions, and then I didn't, when I placed this, I didn't, see there's my stop loss. I can drop a stop loss down here, up, and it stopped me out because I think I went sold, so it stopped me out. Let's do that again. And there's my executions right there. So let's just do another trade really quick. We're going to buy this time. And so we're going to come down here and we're going to buy. I'm in the market now. Let's say I want my stop loss down here. And I want, by the way, I'm trading 20 contracts of minis on this paper account. I don't usually trade that. So there it goes. So the market is open, by the way, so put that right there, and then that will just literally just close as that trade gets hit, target gets filled. So anyway, that's trading. You can track it down here in your paper trading account. See that it took the profit. So we're going to go back to the settings, and we're going to remove executions. Again, it creates a busy screen. So I don't typically want those on my screen. So now let's talk about all of these sidebar tools. Here, this is your cursor, your mouse options. There's a dot, arrow. Play with this. I'm not going to go. I'll try to make this quick. I use the cross all the time. A lot of these we're not going to use. So when we look at like the lines, you can see the ones I have highlighted. A trend line, horizontal line, a horizontal ray. And I use those quite often. So let's just select a horizontal ray. Let's say I want to put a mark here. And so another thing you can do is when you have this, I have this ready to place. If I go to control, it's going to place that on that bar that you're above. Okay. So then you can take this and double click on this, one way to do it. And let's just say this, we're going to call this just for fun. Help if I knew how to spell. Just for fun. So that's my just for fun line right there. I can then take this, right click on it, or go here and go save drawing as just for fun. And now save it, and there we go. Another thing you can do is if you want to make a duplicate of that line, you just hit control, click on that, and now you've got another one. If you go here, hit control, it's going to go to the top of that bar. If you wanted it to close and not the high, you just bring it down near the close, control, and that's where it's going to put it. To delete it, you could just hit delete, highlight, and delete. The other way to do that is hit control, drag a box around it, and hit delete, but that's gonna delete every drawing that you have within that box. Okay, I'm taking a long time on this. I need to hurry it up. This is your Fib tool. You're gonna use your Fib tool. I use a GAN box also for some things, but your Fib tool will do just about everything. Let's say you want to do a fib on this this gap, hit control, then come down here, hit control, and there's my fib. So then the other thing is I can go here, and let's say I want to do quarters. It puts it into quarters. I want to do Brutus. That's a Brutus, a guy that I used to kind of watch trade, and those were his settings that he would use right there. So you just basically double tap, go to template, save as, and you just save it what you want to save it as. So it's Brutus, save. It's going to say, oh, you already have it. Yes, I want to. Close that. Fib Tool. You're not going to use hardly anything in here. So if you want to play with those, feel free. But I don't use them. This is your trading long and short position. Again, the only two that I really use here. Let's say that I took a trade long right here. I can place that. Put my... and when you're trading, you can tie this trade box into your trading account. I don't trade with it. I just show so I can get an idea where my trade's at and where my stop's going to be. But if I double click on that, it lets me put my profit in. Let's see, a 200 and then an 80. And then there I have a right there. And if you look, it's got your ratio 2.25. You can do that for long or short. Text. I only use really two of them. Text just types hi. This is text. Voila. The other thing I use a lot is call out right here. So let's say I click there. I want to specifically pinpoint something. You know, there we go. Just like that. Okay. So now I can come back over here, hit control, and all of those are going to get deleted. Here, there's really, the brush is just like, it's free form. Okay. The only thing that I don't like about the brush is that it doesn't go away. You've got to go back to your cursor and to get rid of it. But it's kind of nice if you want to highlight something, and you can there you go. If you want to change colors, you can change it to green. There's whatever. So again, you got to go back there to your cursor, control, highlight, delete. Okay. The other thing here on the annotation tools is you can put an image in here. So click on image, it'll let you download. You can put it on here and you can resize it. Icons, I don't really use icons. Sometimes I might use one, but not very often. Ruler, if you want to know how big a bar is or how much the price moved, you can click on, let's say you want to click here, and this leg, you can say, oh, this leg was this long. And by the way, it's not, it just goes away after you use it. So click, click. That move was 5 minutes long. So 5 bars then, basically. 201 ticks. Plus, zoom in. Let's say I want to zoom in some price action right there. There we go. Zooms in. If I want to reset the chart, I can come down here and go to Reset Chart View. We're back to where we're at. Same thing on minus. If I want to click minus, it just makes it smaller. Go to Reset View. There we go. I don't use the magnet. I'm not sure what the magnet does. I think it's like the same thing as your control where it goes to the bars. Again, look up a tutorial on YouTube if you want to know more about the magnet. I don't use stay in drawing mode. I don't really ever stay in drawing mode. Lock means that basically you can lock everything. Again, I don't ever use that. I do use this one quite a bit. Let's say that I've got, we'll just make it super. Let's say I've got a whole bunch of indicators on here. Okay. By the way, so, and then it's super busy. Okay. And so let's say I put all these indicators on there and the drawings. I can come over here, click that, hide my indicators. Or if I want to hide my drawings and not the indicators, I can go there, or I can hide all. Okay. And link. This is, so if I go here, oops, if I go here, and let's go back here, settings, These are my settings for my trade. There you go. There's my settings. So this link right here, if I click that, so if I put a line on here, okay, it just means that that line shows up on all 3 charts. If you have 6 charts, it would show up on 6 charts. It just shows them all. So here's that line right here. If you watch, I'm going to move it. See it move over here. See it move down on the 5 minute. Okay, so that's what that does. Okay, and again, delete. Oh, one last thing is like here, everything you favorite right here is going to show up in a favorite bar, which is right here. And you can move that around to wherever you want to go. But there's a little star in the lower left-hand corner. If you click that star, your favorite bar goes away. And there's your favorite star comes back. So there's that bar. You'll use that a lot. I do, especially when I'm reviewing my trades towards the end of the day. So candle options, we've already talked about that. We're going to stick to a candle. Play with it if you want. Everybody uses candles, and we're going to be training in candles. So let's say that you have you want a alert. You can right click that line, add alert, and it's going to create an alert. You have a few options there. It gives you a little timer. If price goes above that, then it will alert. So I'm going to delete that. Yes, we want to delete it. And multi-screen, we've already talked about that. Just real quick, when you look at the multi-screen, you've got several options here. In this case, my symbol is the same. So my symbol will be the same in all 3 of these time frames, the 15 minute, the 5, and the 1. If I change it, if I change this, let's say I go with ES, change it to ES, they all change to ES. Okay, so crosshair, if you notice on my 5 and my 15, see the crosshair, it's moving. If I have the crosshair here, it moves here. On the 1 and the 15, it's across all 3. That's what that one does. So let me show you another screen that I use. This is, and we'll get into this a later day, this is my SMT screen. This is where I look at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones, because these markets are correlated. If you look at this one, and by the way, I can go to horizontal. If I want to go to horizontal, go to vertical. But if we go down here, you'll notice that my symbols are different now because I want different symbols. I want the intervals the same. I want the crosshair the same. I want the time the same. I want the date the same. So therefore, if I crunch this one down, they all crunch down. If I spread this one out, they all spread out. Okay? Easy peasy. So there's that. Set alert. We've multi-screen. Let's do 2 other things, and then we're going to wrap this up. Yeah, so much for my 15 minutes. I'm at 28 minutes. This is very, very, very important. You want to put everything on New York time. Everything we do, all the markets across the world run off New York time. And therefore, what you don't want to do is always having to be calculating, let's see what time zone. I'm in the Pacific, so that means it's 3 hours different. I've got to add 3 hours. If you have to do that all the time, you're going to make a mistake. You just put it in New York time, leave it in New York time, because you're going to need to get used to that. And everything we train and teach will be in New York time. That's where you need to be. Just enough said on that. And then the last thing is replay. I don't really use replay. I use FX replay, which there's a link for that inside of the Apex if you're interested in that. But I mean, I do, when I do back testing, I just scroll back. Let's say I'm going to back test the last day. Here I am. I'm just going to look at here, and I'm just going to look at these bars, and I'm going to highlight and annotate this. for that's my back test. But if I wanted to replay the market, I could go here. I could speed it up, slow it down, and it will play. And it will just basically, there's your market right there. So you could play a trade or practice trading with this once you begin to get familiar with some of the PD arrays that we're going to talk about. So this is a nice option. If you want to stop it, stop it. You want to reset it, this will go back. Let's say I want to reset it for 1 o'clock on Friday. There we go. Set for 1 o'clock. If you decide you don't want it anymore, you click replay. Yes, you want to delete, and there we go. We're back here. And that's kind of it. I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, put them inside of the put the questions inside of the Discord, and we will answer them. Like I say, I think I've covered most everything that you're going to need as far as for your Tradingview setup. So until the next lesson or the next live stream, be blessed and have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.